So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One Best Trade YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to explain how to find best stocks for intraday trading. If you want to find a great momentum stock for intraday trading, this video is for you. If you're a small trader, you want to experiment with a small capital, with a small quantities, you want to test your strategy, this video is for you. If you're a stock future trader, this video is for you. If you're a stock option trader, you want to find a momentum stock, this video is for you. Come, let's explore the process of finding best stocks for intraday trading. While selecting the stocks for intraday trading, the stock should exhibit three important parameters. The first parameter is volatility. Stock should exhibit volatility between 9:15 to 3:30. And also, only volatility is not enough, and market has to show some directional strength. That is, we call it as a momentum. Is it a volatility and momentum is enough? No. We need a liquidity as well. There should be enough buyers and sellers so that we can exit and enter in the stock very easily, very comfortably, with a less slippage. Now let's explore the 5-step process of identifying 3 to 4 best stocks based on these parameters. Now let's get into the first step of the process. Dear traders, in first step, we need to shortlist the stocks those are in the news. So let's get into the first step of the process. In this step, we are shortlisting the stocks those are in the news. What kind of a news? It could be a company specific news, and result season is a best season where you can find a momentum stocks. It could be a product launch news, and also upgrades and downgrades from the famous institutions like JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, and also Bank of America. And reports from these institutions will impact on the price momentum. And also FDA news and applicable for a pharma stocks. Any pharma company want to sell their products in US, they have to take a FDA approval. Any company which is getting a FDA approval is a big positive. It is going to impact on the stock price. You can keep a tab on that particular day. And it is not necessarily only company specific news. It is also going to impact sector specific and industry specific news. For example, rising crude oil is going to impact on the paint companies, oil marketing companies, and also FMCG companies. You can keep a tab on that particular day. And also, change in the government policy may impact on the whole sector, whole market, and you can keep a tab on depending upon the news. And another example is spectrum fees. Any changes in the spectrum fee is going to impact directly on the telecom companies. You can keep a tab on that particular day on telecom companies. Where do you get a quality news? And you can watch and TV channels like CNBC, ET Now, and also NDTV Profit. Especially NDTV Profit early morning around 8 a.m. You can watch a trade setup where they will focus on the stocks those are in the news. And also you can watch websites, right? Money control website, Economic Times. One of the best website is at Dhan, which I'm going to explain now. And also mobile apps, money control app, Economics Times. And if you are a commodity trader, so you can watch investing.com. And also you can access a quality news in a Dhan app itself. Now let's see where you can access news in Dhan app. Go to the Dhan app, just click the watch list, and then go to the news. You can access real-time news. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you can access the quality information in Dhan mobile app itself. Apart from that, you can access all the quality information, quality news, even in the Scanex website. Scanex website is the best website and absolutely free for Dhan customers. Go to the Scanex website and then go to the news tab, and where you can access stock specific news, market related news, IPO related news, and also earnings, which is very important. You can access the information about earnings. This is how you can shortlist the stocks those are in the news. Now let's get into the second step, where we are reducing number of stocks further by using a second filter. That is, we are shortlisting the stocks those are part of the FNO segment, and we are excluding the stocks which are not part of the FNO segment. Why the stock should be part of FNO segment? There is no circuit breaker for FNO stocks. The stock can move even more than 20%. So other stocks will have a 10%, 5%, 20% circuit breakers. Stocks cannot move more than 20%. But in FNO segment, we don't have that issue. There is no circuit breaker. Stock can move even 50% up or down in a day. How do you ensure the stock is part of FNO segment? You can just go to the Dhan trading view and then click indices details, where you can click FNO stocks. You can cross check whether the stocks are part of the FNO segment or not. Or you can go to the Scanex, where you can check whether stocks are part of FNO segment or not. So this is how you can cross check whether stock is part of the FNO segment or not. So now let's get into the third step of the process. We are further reducing number of stocks. By applying this filter, we are keeping stocks those are trading between 50 rupees to 1500 rupees. We are going to exclude a less than 50 rupees and more than 1500 rupees stocks. Why we need to keep a 50 rupees to 1500 rupees stocks? Because in this price range, the participation is very high, including retail traders, professional traders, and institutions. If a more participation means more respect to the technicals, so that we are keeping the stocks trading between 50 rupees to 1500 rupees, and we are excluding below 50 and above 1500 rupees stocks. Now let's get into the fourth step of the process. We are reducing number of stocks further by applying this filter. We are keeping gap up and gap down stocks, and we are excluding the flat opening stocks. Those exhibiting less than 3% gap, we are removing those stocks. We are keeping the stocks those are exhibiting the gaps more than 3%. Look at this example. S Bank reported extremely bad results. What happened? Market opened with a 15%, more than 15% gap down, and then recovered. The market created excellent Poland flag, and then further 10 to 15% momentum. Gap up and gap down stocks will give you a great momentum. Now let's see, how can you find gap up and gap down stocks well before market opens? All you need to do is just go to the Dhan trading view and go to the indices, and here and you just select FNO stocks. So after pre-open market closes around 9:10 a.m., ladies and gentlemen, just go and click the price change. You can find potentially gap down and also gap up stocks. This is how you can find a potential gap up and gap down stocks. Now let's get into the final step of the process, where we are going to keep a stocks those who exhibit volume spike, and we are going to exclude those who are not exhibiting the volume spike. What is a volume spike? So first 5 to 10 minutes volume is a much higher than last 5 to 10 days average volume. If you look at the average volume and today volume, a clearly indication of volume spike. Look at this example. India Bull Housing Finance, and the fell more than 40%. Look at that particular day, the first 5 minutes volume, which is higher than last the 5 to 10 days first 5 minutes average volume. And that particular day, market fell more than 38%. So this is the power of selecting a right stock, ladies and gentlemen. So dear traders, you can also find volume spike stocks even in a Scanex. Just go to the screeners and then intraday screeners, and here you need to click high volume stocks. Under here you need to select our FNO stocks, right? Just go to the filter, select FNO stocks and apply. So you can find volume spike in the FNO stocks. So dear traders, let's see the case study. This is the Axis Bank chart. The Axis Bank announced extremely good results, and the stock opened with a gap up, very good volume. Let's see that all the criteria are matching. The first criteria, the stock is in the news, isn't it? The first criteria. The second criteria, is it part of the FNO segment? Yes. The second criteria is also matching. And the third criteria, is it in the price range of 50 to 1500? Yes, it is trading around 800 rupees. And is it exhibiting the gap? Yes, the stock is exhibiting the gap. That is criteria number 4. Is there any volume spike? Yes, absolutely. There is a volume spike. The much higher, the 5 to 10 minutes volume is much higher than average volume of last 5 to 10 days. So every criteria is matching. What happened? So market created an excellent momentum for intraday traders. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the power of selecting a right stock for intraday trading. So now let's see the final preparations. For example, you have shortlisted four stocks. All you need to do is you need to click a four window chart layout, and every window you need to select, just go to your watch list and select the stocks you want to monitor. For example, every different window, different stock, you just go and click that window and select the stocks. Click that window, select the stocks, and every different window, different stock, and all the four stocks are ready, and wait for a right trade setup and then execute the trade. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn the strategies, we have a classes for you, both a paid and free class. The more details, it's there in the description. Any doubts, you can send me a WhatsApp message. Thank you very much. Keep learning. All the best.